Welcome back to Riddle Radio, your Commander's morning show. And FYI, Leo Chanel has number 54, which is a double entendre. If you get it, you get it. Welcome to the show, BowieTV Sports, Candi. Use your clues, Waller. Good morning, Candi. How are you? Think you're on mute, Candi, if you up.
Uh,
There
Good
there it is.
morning. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, how are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
We doing good. We doing
Good. Very good.
good. So yeah, we got Smoking B also with us today, Candi. How you been? It's been a little minute. I see you, you on the beat, you on the timeline doing your thing. How you been? You got a shout out from one of the biggest aggregates in the NFL circle on I think day before yesterday about last year's questions to Jaden Daniels about Lacey. So how you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. I'm blessed. I've been able to stay with my family this weekend, celebrating our mom for Mother's Day. My nephew graduated from Prairie View A&M on
Oh,
Saturday.
congratulations.
And so I went straight from Commander's rookie camp to Dallas Airport. Shout out to Donna Hopkins. She dropped me off at the airport. And I was like, I gotta go. I just kind of disappeared so I could get down here. And I'm still with my family. So I'm an hour behind you guys. But I said, you know what? I gotta hop back in. I gotta hop back in because rookie camp was this past weekend. And of course it's a big week as well because it's schedule drop week. And we already getting, all of the clues and all of the leaks on different games. So things have been well. It hasn't been much of an off season because I've been doing Commanders and Ravens. But don't worry, I'm not cheating on y'all. I'll be with the Commanders for the most part.
Speaking of rookie mini camp, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're there. I think you all only there on Friday.
Yep.
What was the vibe like compared to previous day one of rookie mini camps?
It's so interesting. And I really love that question because one of the things that I've even been saying, and I said this to Coach Quinn when he and I had a conversation off to the side, was this is our third year with them, right? This is our third year with this regime. And to see how they do things. I made a post. I said bags never gets old. To start off practice, the vibe was what it's consistent. It's consistently hype. I do want to mention during bags that they do at the top of practice, and the first time we saw bags was at rookie camp with the 2024 class. And for some reason, I think I've maybe have shared this before that I do this game like during I play a game. You got to be one of those people who you can play well with other people, and
Uh-huh.
you can like make up your own game in your mind, let you know you're a strong individual contributor. And so I played the made you look game, which is I'm just looking at everything, or I'm just looking around until somebody catches my eye and then I'm locked in on that person. So even during bags, you want to know the hypest person during bags? Like they were crazy hype. And I just had to laugh. It was Coach Blough. Coach Blough was out there turned all the way up during bags. And I was like, yo, is he the happiest person out here today? Because everybody's pretty happy. And he is lit right now.
Is that norm? Is that like is that a difference from
He's normally hyped, and I think I've shared that before in years past, right? When you and I had even talked about Coach Blough being next up, like if the OC role becomes available, I think it's him. And so yes, he's normally hyped, but to catch my eye, I was like, yo, Coach Blough is out there, like. Because it's basically it's who's going to win, the offense or the defense or whatever. So it appeared that the offense won, but he was lit from the beginning. like explaining to them what bags is and everything. And I was just like, okay, somebody's ready for the moment. I think that's an important point. I really do. Um, because people respond to that. They respond to that. And it was a beautiful day. And I could tell the guys were taking it very seriously, right? But they were trying to enjoy themselves. I kind of felt like at one moment it was like almost too serious, but then I had to say, but I can't say too serious because there's people out here trying to make the team.
Right.
So, and they want that invite back for, training camp roster and all that. So it was consistent. It was consistent. They're keeping the energy going, this staff, and it was very good.
Right, and a lot of those guys don't know what NFL practice is, right? So
Exactly.
they trying to get the feel of it. Like, should I laugh here? Should I not? These coaches gonna think of. You got the media watching me. Are they going to say this? Are they going to say I'm not serious out there? Like, so you can just imagine the nerves. Just not even about what they're able to do on the field, but just the mental aspect of it is how do I approach this practice?
Right. It was super kind of serious. Like the first year was more fun, high energy. Last year they were serious. That class was pretty serious. I was just like, is everybody okay? Kind of serious. This year it was high energy. It was fun, but it was the balance more so, right? Of the serious and like really taking in the moment and having fun with it.
I just want to ask, like Blough between Blough and Daronte, what just your first impression of them of leading the Helms, and it's your first time seeing Daronte on the field, and then Unc and Brand is going to ask you a couple questions before you got to get up out of here.
Okay, cool. I mean, yeah, same thing. Same thing. It'll be interesting because, the only other in this regime that I have to compare it to is Cliff and Joe Witt. And while they can be hype at times, they're very reserved. They were always very reserved. Coach Blough and Coach Jones aren't. They match Coach Quinn's energy because out of the previous two, along with Coach Quinn was the hypest. I think Coach Blough had him though on Friday. He was just like extra hype the whole entire time about everything, which is par for the course with him. But they're gonna match Coach Quinn's energy in just that everything is a big deal, but in a good way. Mm-hmm. So I enjoyed, watching that. And the competitiveness was already there. You saw some moments where some people had to like pull themselves back because you're not supposed to be tackling, it's not supposed to be touched, but things happen so fast. I did see Sonny Styles had to pull back a couple times, and I was just like, yeah, because he on it. He a little too. He got a little bit just you got to pull back a little bit. And a couple other guys as well. I tweeted about Antonio Williams again, the Major Look game. He made me stare a few times, and I was like, yeah, okay. Whoever said this dude was a steal, I think we could go ahead and say that they're right. We can go ahead and say they were right. I mean, it's day one of forever to go, but I saw it. I mean, he's got all of the swag. He told us he refers to his game as like the smooth operator. And yeah, I saw that, but he's got a bit more swag. I'm like, smooth operator is a little too chill for him. I don't think got to find him a new name. So we'll see.
B, what you got, B?
Good morning, Candi. Thank
Good
you for
morning.
jumping on. Good morning. Good morning. All right. So I know you in these NFL circles. We talk amongst ourselves about, certain position groups on this team. And one that stick out is defensive back room, like the corners, and then the wide receiver room. You just spoke of Antonio Williams. Is there anything you're hearing from the NFL circles about, the wide receiver room or the defensive back room, like as far as an upgrade, or, they think they should be pretty solid where they at?
You know what's interesting? The one thing that has been discussed regarding the defensive back room, and not that this is going to happen. I'm not saying this is going to happen at all. But had he been injury free, Daronte Jones, the defense that people believe that Daronte Jones is going to run, Marshawn Lattimore would have been perfect for. Had he had no injuries, let me be clear on that. Okay, he is injured still, right? So that's not on the table currently at all, to my knowledge. But that, and you're asking me about what's been talked about. That's one of the things that's been talked about. So you use that as a clue. If that type of player, that type of athleticism would have been perfect for what they believe Daronte is going to run, then do they have that now? And if they don't, who will emerge, or who are they going to bring in to fit that? I think that's an important point for right now, because it's discussed in terms of what do they still need. I think that's important.
Yes.
And in wide receivers, I've had a lot more conversation around that, honestly. But since that comment came up about the defensive backs, I do think that was important to share. In terms of wide receivers,
see, Candi,
mm-hmm.
Here you go again, Candi.
What?
Here you go. I'm just gonna say, here you go again. Let you get back to your point.
What I do?
Now I'm up here thinking,
Well, yeah. I mean, I
got two guys in my head right now, but I'm not gonna say.
I think it's a conversation that should be had. You know what I mean, or something to be thinking about, because I was like, some people may think that I throw names out based on the relationships that I have, which would be a fair point, but I actually know what I'm watching as well. Surprise, surprise. And so I already knew that. Like, dang, Marshawn would have been perfect for this. But like, once you start hearing other people say it and they come to you with it, it's like, yeah, but I don't think that's on the table currently. He's hurt and he's gone. He's released, right? But that's a good point, because who would that be, right? Now you go to the wide receiver room, and here's something that's been discussed for a while. We all know the Brandon Ayuk narrative. We got that one. But one of the things that I know I had been talking about and had been brought to me, and it has somewhat come to fruition, it was understanding the time on task piece of it, and that is very important to Jaden Daniels. You could tell. I could tell, right? So it was like, you know what? For what it's worth, right? It's like, bring Traylon Burks back. They did. I'm like, listen, bring Diami back. They did. I was one of the ones that was like, okay, well then why isn't Debo back? Just go ahead and bring them all back. And whoever wins, wins. Whoever doesn't is not on the roster. Get back whomever he had success with, because last year, it's like incomplete. Bring them back. And whoever makes it, and whoever doesn't, doesn't. I think there's still room to bring somebody else in. Who that somebody else in? I know there's conversations about Stephon Diggs. DeAndre Hopkins is still out there. Debo is still out there. Bring them back. Bring them. I mean, hey, you got to either make the team or not, because there still feels like there's an incomplete still now. It's still Terry McLaurin and everybody else, right? So that's the kind of tone conversation around wide receivers. And I'll just go ahead and throw the tight ends in there of what Chig is going to do, right? There's a lot of talk about what Chig will do in the David Blough offense, what Rachaad White will do from a pass catching ability. It's something to watch, yet it's like that feeling that there's still somebody missing in this roster.
We got some breaking news. Mid-season All-Pro for one game, Antonio Hamilton Sr. has been signed.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know I was supposed to tell that.
Oh, see?
I was sitting here like I'm just going to answer the questions they ask me because I don't know.
Next time I'm gonna say, Candi, give us all of the breaking news.
Well, but at the same token, then that aligns. They were still perfectly timed.
Yep.
Because what did y'all just ask me, and what did I tell you?
That's right.
Yeah. Yes, you did.
So I just told you.
Yes, you did.
So let's go ahead. I'm like, hey, I'm glad you asked that. I hit you with that. That was a very good question. I'm glad you asked me that.
You knew it was coming, boy.
So y'all can go ahead and tag me in the post like, yo, she just really told us without telling us. Like, I think you need to be paying attention to this. Wink, wink.
I know, Candi. I know you got a tight schedule. I do want it.
I can stay on for a little bit more. If I have to hop, I'll just tell you I have to hop, but I can't stay on because I think I got on a little late too. So you know how I am. I always owe y'all time back for sure.
It's all good. We just got one more from Unc. Go ahead, Unc. What you got?
Hi, Candi. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I hope you're enjoying your time in Texas. So here we go. I'm interested in the trenches. So we brought in a gang of folks at this defensive line.
Yeah.
What is the plan? I'm very interested in the plan. Like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I want to play a whole defensive lineman, but good Lord, they brought 12 people. I can't count the number, but we got a whole bunch of them.
It's a lot. May the best man win. That's what time. I'm serious. That's the type of time they on.
Yeah.
You gonna have to earn your spot right here, buddy. Now that's gonna be a good one right there, because I don't think some of the people that think they're gonna make it. I don't think everybody's making that roster. I mean, you can't.
It's impossible. Look at the numbers.
It is, and I'm glad you brought that up because that's been something I've been talking about under my breath. You know, I slide it in the conversation like, you know, some of these people not gonna make this roster.
Right.
Go ahead and give them the rest of their check and send them on their way.
Thank you.
Because I mean that's what this is. I mean, for real. It's not even like being funny. I'm not being funny, but that's what it is. You can look at the numbers, you look how many there are. They're taking depth very seriously at that role. But to your point, that is certainly the importance there of the trenches. And I also would like to say, I know even myself had been saying a lot about, well, they don't have a game record. They don't have a person X factor on the defense. And so after the draft, I was really sitting here, like really looking at the roster as it stood immediately after the draft. And I said, you know what? I don't think the objective is like a one person that just like, wow, rec shop or whatever the case may be. I think it's a unit. And I know it's like the defense as a unit, but I think that defensive line is going to be created to just have that much havoc with it.
Yeah.
That is not one person that you got to watch out for. It's going to be like, you know, and we only saw a game and a half of this, but I asked Coach Quinn this at where were we? The owners meeting, head coach availability, about Dietrich Wise.
Yes.
And it was only a game and a half of it. But you saw just in his position, what he did helped everybody else.
Wreak havoc.
It just, what he was doing, it just helped.
Yeah.
You saw the impact when Dorrance Armstrong was officially out of that lineup. But the challenge of it is, it's not just Dietrich and Dorrance anymore. They got a whole bunch of other people now.
Yes. Yes.
So and some of these people that, you know, that they've brought in, they can play multiple spots.
Right.
You have linebackers that can come off the edge as well. Somebody's in trouble. I don't know who it is, but somebody's in trouble. It's somebody's that is in trouble. It's a few. Somebody is in trouble. Okay, and I'm just gonna put my glasses back on.
This game is so exciting when there's competition. I'm just, it makes it so exciting because you see who really wants it, and that's how you build a team that has like elevation, the potential to elevate. I love it.
Let me throw this back out here too. I think I posted this when Charles Omenihu had his sign-in press conference. I asked him about, I can't even, it was my own question and I can't repeat it like exactly how I said it at the moment, but it was around what he saw from the teams that he had been on, the championship level teams that he had been on, that were like, what do consistently winning teams, like what do they do? What do they do? And he mentioned, he said, the first thing he said was discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Very disciplined. I can
Mm-hmm.
either send you all the link or you can go back and check it out from that. And he's like, just do what your coach tells you to do. Don't be the last guy that the ref sees. Like all of these things that he started to talk about. And we all saw a lot of undisciplined football last year.
Mm-hmm.
And it was to the point where there could have been a play made on defense, but because someone was the last person the ref saw, that play got to come back, or the defense got to stay on the field, or something. That is going to be very important going forward. Use your clues on that one.
I got it.
And you can use your clues on who some of these individuals were last year. And then circle that back to what I said earlier. Somebody's in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And it's serious. It's real this time. You know what I mean? This is a lot riding on year 3 of this staff.
No, so with that being said, we kind of did an exercise a couple weeks ago where we're going to be in the process of coming up with our own 53, and we started out with the defensive front 7 because we're not sure if it's going to be a 3-4 look, a 4-3 look, or whatever. And when you brought up, a Dedrick Wise game and a half, a Dorrance Armstrong getting hurt in the Cowboys game, and you could see a significant drop off, not just in talent, but just like production and everything like that. And it got to a point where we're trying to name, a front 434, front 443. And certain guys were getting left off as far as like not in the starting position. Some of them were Dorrance. Some of them was a Frankie Louvu. And it's like, I want the fan base to look at that as a great thing. Because now, like take Louvu, for example. They brought in a Chason. You brought in the Owe, guys that kind of play his role. We from a fan looking at Louvu is like, you know what, just send him after the quarterback. Don't have him like trying to check nobody. Just send him after the quarterback if you ask me. But when we come down to that position on the defense, we got guys that can play that role. A Dorrance Armstrong, Frankie Louvu, a Chason, things of that nature. And so it's a great thing. Would you not agree that some of these guys, like a second team All-Pro with Frankie Louvu, may be a rotational depth piece. What do you feel about that?
I think that's fine. He may not like it, but I think that's fine. Especially if it helps with your overall endurance and wear and tear, and it helps to alleviate the injury bug.
Yes.
I think it's fine. I think it's nothing wrong with that. You got to put the best out there based on your opponent. One thing that Daronte said, and I'm glad it didn't pick up on the stream because I kind of laughed when he said I had to keep myself together on that one. He was like, it's not where they line up, it's where they wind up. They need to put that on a shirt. Because everybody's trying to figure out 3-4-4-3. And I'm like, the man has told y'all. He told y'all he done told y'all. He don't care. It doesn't matter. And he's right. I might switch it up based on the quarter, depending on how this thing going. I might have to switch it up. And if you have smart, let me also go back to this point. Not that there's not smart football players, but what I'm going to say is it takes a high level of intelligence to be able to quickly read and understand what the offense is doing based on what you need to do. There is a very fast-paced game. And if you need to switch things up, you can. You really can. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't got to be the same the whole game. And I know that's not what even we're all used to, but he done told you at the beginning. You know what I'm saying? That would sound like my mama. You know, I told you what it is. Now how they line up is where they wind up. So you already know they're going to put their best guys on based on who they're playing and the opponent and what it calls for. If these known names in the last couple of years end up being a depth piece, it is what it is. It's probably a great thing. I'm going to tell you something else that I think has flown under the radar, and this is just being objective as well. As much as we love Coach Tapp, he was demoted, essentially. Okay? Going back to the defensive line. What was happening what wasn't happening? Ryan Kerrigan was let go.
Mm-hmm.
So that means what was supposed to be happening at this position wasn't happening. Something else that I believe is flying under the radar. We're talking a lot about what's happening on the edge. We need to talk about what's happening in the middle, because we saw plenty of running backs go straight through that middle, and quarterback.
Thank you for saying that. Thank you for somebody saying that.
Yeah. I'm like, is anybody else paying attention? They're running right through the middle, everybody. Is anybody right through the middle? Okay. So yeah, somebody's not making this roster, even as a depth piece. And it's gonna be interesting. And I tried to get Coach Quinn. I joked with him after. I was like, Coach Quinn, you're supposed to tell me who y'all gonna have joint practices with. But I understand he wasn't gonna slip up. He done slipped up the last 2 years. He ain't gonna do it the third year. Okay. But like, joint practices in that first preseason game last year is when we knew this wasn't gonna go well.
Hey, come on, Candi. You told us to use
Hey,
our
she
clues.
told us that. She told us that already, bro.
You came on here last year, during the season, and I think I asked, like, why we didn't get no tweets from a Candi, a Lake Lewis, you know what I mean? A Donna Hopkins. Like,
we were all there. We were all there.
And you said you gotta use your clues. What could we have tweeted about at that time, at that moment? Like, this team didn't look prepared. Like, didn't look good. So, hey man, like, oh my goodness.
But I'm gonna tell you, and people were mad. I remember the Commanders fans like mad at us, and every show I went on, I was like, "What do you want people to say?" Like, we have to understand. Well, what I try to help people understand is that we have different, stakeholder groups or bases that we have to do our job in many different forms and fashions. Yes, we have to report to fans, but let's just keep it all a buck. The organizations, the players, everybody reads and sees what we do. The people that they know personally, and the people that they know professionally. Some people they know professionally and personally, right? And some people they just know professionally, right? I hope y'all can understand what I'm dropping down. Yes, some of us have relationships inside, and yes, some of us have relationships outside with all of you all and such. And that was rough. And we didn't, I think I might have said something about Brian Robinson Jr., then he ended up getting traded. But like, there was literally nothing to say. And we know how passionate this fan base is. We know. And we know the hype that it was for that season. And it was bad. It looked bad. And it was, I was